Hello and welcome. I'm Lee Berg, and today this is the very first in a series of videos coming from the Midwest Management Summit in the lead up to the Midwest Management Summit. We're going to be talking to some of the sponsors. We're going to be interviewing them, talking about what products they have, what gaps their products fill, where you can find out more about them when you're at the conference or just in general. So today I am joined by Travis and Chris. Hey guys, first off, what's with the hats?
Hey, Lee, thanks for having us. In preparation of the conference, we've got to get fully in the right mindset and mode for the Midwest Management Summit here in November. So what better way than with some good attire?
Right on. You got the Viking hat. You're all ready to go. All right,
It's gonna be cold there.
It is going to be cold. So in November, the weather could be a little tricky. So first off, if you guys could just introduce yourselves and tell us what's your role at your company?
All right, so I'll start out. I'm Travis Wright, and at Cireson, I'm the Director of Product Management, and so my team builds all of the software products at Cireson.
And I'm Chris Ross. I'm the corporate practice lead for our Cireson Consulting Services. So my team goes out and implements the Cireson products as well as System Center solutions for our clients.
Great. And I'm so familiar with Cireson that I probably skipped the most important question, and that is, what is Cireson and what do they do? You guys kind of give us some hints here, but if you could just give us the quick rundown, what is Cireson all about? We know we have some custom apps and we know we have some consulting, but if you guys could just give us the quick rundown again for everyone.
Sure. So Cireson is a Microsoft System Center focused partner. Historically, we've specialized in Service Manager with Service Manager applications that extend the functionality of System Center Service Manager, and Chris's team provides services around that. But as Cireson has grown, so has our focus, and so we cover now all of the System Center suite. And recently, I think we made a kind of a splash out there in the community when we hired Wally Mead from Microsoft into Cireson, and so obviously the expectation here is that we're going to focus a lot more on Configuration Manager and Intune going forward as well.
I like to say really our core purpose and goal, our mission, if you will, is to make our clients' lives easier, whether it's through the products we deliver or the services we offer. That's really our core mission.
Sure. So how did you guys get involved with the Midwest Management Summit? How did you find out about it? I know you're both kind of veterans of the original MMS, but this is kind of the new non-Microsoft MMS. How did Cireson find out about the conference, and what about the conference made you want to be involved with it?
So I think for me, I believe somebody that was organizing the event emailed and reached out to me and was interested if I'd be willing to be one of the speakers. And of course, anytime any opportunity comes up where I get a chance to engage with the community, I try to do that as often as I can. So I jumped right on that, and looks like I've got a couple sessions lined up as a speaker for the event. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And yeah.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, you mentioned it, community is really a buzz about this right now. I think it's kind of, reinvigorating kind of that, MMS mentality, which was a little bit lost this year, and it's coming back strong. So that's how I heard about it, and that's why I'm excited to be involved.
Okay,
Yep.
so if people are at the conference, they can, like Travis, you said you have some sessions, they can probably catch you there. But if you guys are actually going to have a booth, like you say, they can probably come and check out some of your products. I know at TechEd, you guys did some really cool demos. Are you kind of going to go that route, or maybe just, I would figure at least you'd have some people there you can talk to about your products.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll certainly be, well staffed and have a lot of good characters like the ones we saw peek in a little bit ago, but. Certainly, the experts will be there. We'll have Travis and Wally, myself, with a host of other, great minds in the System Center field.
That's a good point. We should point out that Wally Mead also has a speaking slot at MMS as well.
So. I'm working on one as well, so we'll see if that materializes.
Yep.
Okay, so it sounds like there's going to be a lot of really talented guys from Cireson down at the conference. That's really great. Do you have any specific topics, products you want to talk about today with us here on the interview, or?
Oh, yeah, certainly from a services side, Lee, as Travis mentioned earlier, we're making a big push into the config manager space, and actually got some exciting apps about to roll out around config manager and some really good service offerings as well. We've taken some of that, industry best knowledge that Wally Mead has brought over from Microsoft. And we're starting to encapsulate that into products and programs now service programs that are going to benefit our customers. You'll start seeing things like training and other items like that as well start to roll down the pipe as well. So I'm excited about that, and I think that's going to be a big focal point for us at MMS.
Yeah. So, you'll see some things come out between when we do this interview here and when we actually go to MMS. So between now and then, look for some things there. And then, of course, some of the bigger products that people are familiar with from Cireson include the Cireson Portal for Service Manager, both the Analyst Portal, the Self-Service Portal experience, as well as HTML Knowledge Base.
And our
And
V3
then,
will be out then as well, so people can
yeah,
get hands-on with the product and really see it in action.
yep. Then there's Asset Management, which of course is a big product, and so look for updates, continual updates on that. We just released the V6 version of that earlier this week during our TMS 2014 Q3 webinar. And yeah, we've got some exciting things to announce too. Coming up here, we've got the asset management smartphone application coming out here pretty soon. That should be available. And I think that's gonna be a great app for people to swing by the booth and actually get a hands-on
Yeah.
experience with. It's pretty fun to take the Bluetooth connected barcode scanning device that's connected to your phone, and you just start scanning barcodes and interacting with that through your smartphone application, and have it talk back to Service Manager through web services, either over the internet or intranet, Wi-Fi, or 3G, 4G kind of connection. So I think that's kind of a fun demo to do, is to get those smartphones out and play with it that way.
Okay, so you guys mentioned the V3 of the Cireson Portal. Could you tell us a little bit more about that? I know there's a lot of people who are really excited about the portal and some of the features coming in V3. I know you've hinted about some of them. Could you just talk a little more in a little more detail about that?
Sure. So I'll cover just some of the high level, major features that are coming in V3. The main one is the feature around being able to define custom grid views that you want to have. So you can take any view that you have in the Service Manager console, simply right click on it and promote it to be a view in the Cireson portal. We'll take all the configuration of that view, the criteria of it, the columns, all that kind of stuff, and we'll publish that to the portal so that you can create a custom navigation inside of the portal, so you can have whatever views you want, and then scope the access and visibility of those nodes according to like basically Active Directory groups. And then another big feature is the new dashboards and configurable pages that you can have. So you can take any page in the portal and you can define exactly which content you want in it. So you can put chart widgets on there, you can have your own custom HTML widgets, you can take some of the widgets that we provide out of the box and put them on there and have a composable user experience that way. And then we've got a new home page that we've designed for end users, and we'll probably also have a new kind of default home page for analysts. So if they land on there, they get kind of an information-rich kind of homepage experience that they can start from. And the end user experience will have a multifaceted search where they can type in a search term and it will search the service catalog and the knowledge base simultaneously and present options back to the user to help them basically resolve the issue that they have or find the request that they need to do. And then we've got asset management is coming in the portal. That's going to be a huge one. We're basically taking the existing Cireson asset management product and exposing that entire product through the portal so that people can have browser access to all their asset management data. And that integration of kind of bringing all of that into one place in the portal is like, I think that's gonna be like a super powerful feature. And then just in general, we're kind of going through and we're doing a lot of feature parity things. So, you think about just some of the missing capabilities that aren't there in terms of parity with the Service Manager console today, and we're going to add a lot of those things in this release, and we'll just keep adding it until we have feature parity or better with the Service Manager console. So one big example of that is we're going to be adding release records and problems into the Cireson portal in V3. And one last thing, which I think is going to be a pretty cool little new app that we're going to put out there, is a link app. So the idea is that if you're in a conversation window with someone, so whether that's an analyst talking to another analyst or it's an analyst talking to an end user, they can be in that conversation window. They can hit the little context button in the lower right-hand corner of the conversation window, and it'll pop up a menu where you can click on menu options that are specific to the person you're having the conversation with. So, for example, you could click on it and say, view that user's request, view that user's assigned work items, view that user's assets, view that user's user information, or even pop into things like the knowledge base or the service catalog from there. And that'll open up a browser page, it'll redirect the user to a page on the portal, and it'll pass the SIP address of the person that you're having the conversation with in the URL, and then we'll go and pull up that user's information. So it's kind of a quick way to hop from a conversation that you're having with somebody in context into the portal so you can view information about that user or create a work item for them.
Cool. So where can people who are interested in your products now and hearing this interview, where can they go to find Cireson on the web and follow both of you?
Well, Cireson on the web is pretty easy if you can spell our name, which is probably the most difficult part. Just www.cireson.com. And then finding us on the web should be not too difficult as well. We're always on Twitter. You can look for @SCSMUS. That's myself.
Yep, I'm at Rad Travis, R-A-D Travis. And then probably another good resource for people to look at is we have a Vimeo channel that has a bunch of recordings of our webinars that we've done. So there's the Cireson Portal V2 webinar that we did like maybe
2 weeks ago.
No, more than that. I wasn't been on vacation for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So probably about 4 weeks ago we released V2, and so people can check that out. And then we just did the TMS 2014 Q3 webinar, and that's going to be posted here soon as well.
And that's vimeo.com/Team Cireson, and you can check out our Team Cireson Twitter feed as well.
Yeah. I'll make sure to include links to everything in the description. We might have a title page after this video as well. And you mentioned the webinars. It seems like you guys almost have a webinar every week. So I just want to advise everyone out there watching this video that those webinars are really cool. And I think usually you do them over live meeting, and sometimes there's some interaction. You take some questions and things like that. So it's a pretty awesome resource if you're working with or at least interested in the Cireson products.
Well, and just complement that a little bit further, not letting the cat out of the bag fully, but I would expect more interactive events in the future and more, customer interaction in the respect of Q&A and things around just System Center in general too. So we love the community. We like to have fun, obviously, and those are prime spots for us to get in and work with our customers and anybody.
We've just been hatching some ideas this week that we should put in motion here pretty quick, and I think it's going to be a big, cool thing that we're going to do out there in the community. So watch for that.
Great. Well, that's what the MMS, the Midwest Management Conference, is all about. It's all about the community. That's why we're doing it. That's the that there is this demand for community out there, and that's why we're doing this. So hey guys, I want to thank you a lot for joining us. I'm really excited to see you guys at the MMS conference, and I'm sure all the attendees, they'll have a lot of cool Cireson stuff to see when they're down at the conference.
Awesome. Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee.
Bye-bye.